World Update 13 is coming on the 25th of April to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 with over 140 POIs, 13 countries updated, some beautiful scenery from Orbax, and a brand new plane, the ATR, which you probably already heard about. Welcome to Pilot, where I share my passion for virtual aviation with you, releasing news videos like this one, VFR and IFR tutorials, aircraft reviews, and more. So World Update 13 is going to cover Oceania, which I'm actually very happy for. As some of you probably already know, I really like flying in VR, so I fly a lot of general aviation planes, and Oceania is just a perfect place for some getaway flying. The update is coming pretty soon at the 25th of April, so in this video I'll summarize the main talking point of the March development stream, so you don't have to watch it, although I highly recommend that you actually do after this video if you have the time. So first we'll talk about the world update and then the ATR, and make sure to watch until the end. Every week I'll hide a $10 gift card code to Just Fly Store in one of these videos to give back to this awesome community. First of all, World Update 13 is going to cover, as I said, Oceania, which is a beautiful region spanning 8.5 million square kilometers with a population of only 44.5 million people, which might sound a lot, but most of this region is actually water. However, there are a lot of smaller islands and nations to explore here. On top of Oceania, Asobo added Antarctica and Hawaii to this update, which goes very well with the island theme, obviously Antarctica being the outlier one. However, this update will contain 14 airports and airstrips, as I said, 140 plus points of interest, 3 research bases, 3 landing challenges, 3 bush trips, and 4 discovery flights. Asobo is making this update together with Orbax, which is great to hear. They're actually known for their high-quality scenery add-ons. Because Oceania is not famous for its metropolitan areas, Asobo is, as you noticed, adding way more points of interest than they're normally used to. So from hotels, resorts, temples, cultural statues to ports and more, you'll have a lot of landmarks and interesting places to explore, which is actually very good for VFR flight planning too. So I cannot wait to get my hands on the update and plan a Sim Update 13 tour to fly over all these new islands and get on some virtual weekend getaways. Also, join the Discord in the description below. I'll be doing their tour with you guys when this update releases. That being said, we'll still have some larger cities like Jakarta, which looks stunning, I have to say. I'll put it on the screen to show just about now. And the devs also noted that just before the work on Sim Update 13 started, they managed to get their hands on high-fidelity terrain and photo data of Hawaii, down to actually 1 meter of resolution, so we can expect to see really realistic volcanoes and terrain mappings there specifically. That being said, some of my favorite areas for now look to be Fiji, Hawaii, and Bora Bora, but I also cannot wait to fly over the Antarctica too. I think it goes without saying that if you're into flying a float plane, then this update will be a treat for you too. Island hopping in the float Kodiak will be definitely a good weekend adventure for me as well. So let me know in the comments which aircrafts and where you will be flying it. Now, if you're only here for the scenery, don't click away. There is one massive addition coming at the same day that you'll want to check out, which is going to be the second large update that's scheduled for the 25th release, and that is the ATR 42-600/72-600. Even if you're into flying only jets or general aviation planes, this will serve as a great middle ground airliner. Asobo spared no detail on this aircraft and its system, so regardless what type of flying experience you're into, this is definitely something you want to check out. The manufacturer describes these planes as the following. First of all, the 72 is the most fuel-efficient regional aircraft and is suitable for all business models, all regions of the world, and in any type of conditions. The other one, the 42-600, is an ideal route opener and is a perfect tool for the replacement of small turboprops and regional jets. Now, I have to say, I'm not one to usually fly airliners, but this one is definitely looking insanely good. On the stream, Asobo spent about 20 minutes showcasing some of the systems on the MFD, so we'll definitely be getting an almost study level plane, which they are calling an expert level plane, because it is clear that this won't be up to par with something like the Phoenix A320 or the PMDG Boeings, but it will definitely be way cheaper than those, so I think it's still a win. Now, as far as I could tell, they've modeled everything from checklists to emergency procedures, which some of them they already highlighted, and here's a couple of highlights that I really liked from their stream that they shared with us there. One of the unique things on this plane is what they call the virtual control center, which you'll be seeing on the screen right about now. Now, this is the part that controls the MFD, which they already added a click interface as well too, essentially a touch screen interface, just to make it easier to use. This is obviously not present on the actual airplane. However, on the stream, they also went over every single tab of the MFD and they all looked well modeled, so I'm super happy for it. And Hans, one of the developers, even added that they're working with about a dozen test pilots and real-world ATR pilots that all have had their say in the workings of the ATR. Now, on top of the VCC, we'll be getting detailed pages of the following. We surely know that there's going to be a hydraulics plate, working hydraulics plate, propeller generator system, a secondary engine system, cabin temperature, air conditioning, and oxygen supply system, performance data screen including V-speeds, bleed on and off, and even switchable icing condition toggles so that plane can actually calculate what you need if there are icing conditions, a video page which right now is really really only a static image because there is no way to implement a camera in game, but as far as I could tell, the real plane would have a camera page where you can see outside the plane from inside the cockpit, which must be nice. A big thing that I really liked here was a map mode, which is essentially a grand search option where you can search inside the MFD all the parking position, gates, ramps, and all those sort of things, and then it will show you. However, it does not work with taxiway names right now, so it cannot give you a detailed route, but it must be very nice. And I think if you're someone that doesn't have Navigraph or something similar like that, then this is a great alternative, at least for parking positions and getting from and to the runway. And then the last thing that was interesting was the engine and warning displays. So all the checklists, emergency checklists, are modeled to the point where ATR actually provided the real XML files for Asobo that the real aircraft is using from the checklist. So this is literally the same as if you were sitting in the airplane itself. And because of that, all the engine fire tests, the smoke detector tests, etc., they will be working as well as they're required for the checklist, but the aircraft does not have any failures built in, which brought up a point that they were actually talking about a bit, which is Asobo is trying to convince manufacturers, and I'd imagine this goes obviously for ATR too, to have failures for the sim, but York said that it's a sensitive topic for the companies because honestly they just don't want to show their plane failing, which I understand, but again, I think it's a nice feature to have if someone's taking this seriously. Oh, and before we go on, please let me know in the comments what type of videos you'd like to see. Right now I'm working on a full VetSim VFR guide, but I'm open to any suggestions, and if you like these videos, don't forget to subscribe again, because I will be releasing a lot more tutorials and new videos like this. Now, as you can see, Asobo is pulling out almost all the stops for the new Expert Series aircrafts, and York described it actually as nothing on the plane is in op, which sounds very good and very exciting. So I'm hoping to see that we can expect more and more of these type of planes in the future. This will be definitely a great addition to the sim, especially with the Oceania World update. We can again expect a lot of free content to be added to our favorite pastime and a brand new unique plane. So I hope to catch you in one of our island hop tours or in the next video.